A snowy April is good news for firefighters, but does it guarantee a safer wildfire season? Phil Lindeman, Krystal, 93 News. First, candidates for the Red, White, and Blue Fire District Board take part in a candidate forum next Monday, April 23rd. The Fire District is hosting the forum at Colorado Mountain College in Breckenridge. These 5 candidates are vying for 3 open seats and will discuss their platforms. The forum is next Monday. Elections for the Fire District Board are May 8th. Wildfire education is like Coca-Cola advertising.
Everyone knows what that product is, but they do it to keep it foremost in people's minds.
That was Steve Lipsher with Summit Fire and EMS. Wildfire season in Summit County doesn't officially begin until snow thaws almost completely, but fires outside of Edwards and near Pueblo signal the start of a potentially dangerous summer.
Wildfires are a part of our landscape and one of our objective hazards. No different than if you lived in Kansas and you had the threat of tornadoes, or if you lived in Miami and you had the threat of hurricanes.
Snowpack in Summit County is right around average right now, but Lipsher warns that snowpack only goes so far. If green plants in June turn brown in July, it adds literal fuel to the fire.
It's always a double-edged sword. When we have a lot of moisture, what we see is a lot of vegetation growth. Well, when that vegetation dries out, ultimately that becomes potential fuel for a wildfire.
Lipsher says it might sound like beating a dead horse to keep talking about wildfire prevention, but it's the only way to keep people informed, no matter when fire season begins.
We definitely could see wildfires even now. Typically, our fire season doesn't begin until our mud season ends.
For our complete interview with Steve Lipsher, including why he thinks all local families need a wildfire evacuation kit, see the Krystal 93 YouTube page. That's Krystal with a K. In the past 2 years alone, $500,000 of grant funding for FERC and other local nonprofits has dried up. Tamara Drangstveit with the FERC.
This is much like the family budget, right? At the FERC, we have to live within our means too. If it costs more for us to offer a program and we have less funding, we have to make a decision. Do we eliminate that program or do we take the funding from somewhere else?
About 70% of FERC programs are funded by grants, and the nonprofit pulls from 40 different funding streams for $5 million in grant funding per year. But new priorities at the federal level have impacted grants of all sizes from all sources.
When those priorities change between administration, likely it has a big impact on us. We get a lot of funding from a lot of different funding streams, and so for us it's a little bit like death of 1,000 paper cuts.
Drangstveit says the FERC serves up to 4,000 families annually through nearly a dozen programs. The economy might be booming, but it comes with a dark side.
It is a boom time, and a lot of folks in this community are doing really well right now, but it is creating a lot of social issues that create more resources and the need for more programming and more resources.
Find our complete interview about local grant funding on the Krystal 93 YouTube page. In sports, the Rockies got pummeled by the Pirates today, 2-10. The Rockies take a break tomorrow for the first time since their home opener. Tonight, the Avalanche host the Predators for Game 4 of their playoff series. Puck drop is 8 p.m., and the Avs are down 2-1. In local sports, Summit High sports teams are off this week for spring break. Play resumes next Tuesday. Phil Lindeman, Krystal, 93 News.